What is your life's philosophy?
My life's philosophy. I think very deeply. But if I was quoting KRS-One from the Boogie Down Productions, that would have been my answer. But my life's philosophy is try to do as much good work that I enjoy taking part in as possible. Relaxing is a thing. Entertainment is a thing. Growth and development is also a thing. But trying to do as much good work that I enjoy doing as humanly possible. I'm not sure if that's a philosophy or is that a way of life, but I think that's a thing. You know, I genuinely think that that's a thing. Trying to do as much good work as humanly possible while I'm enjoying doing it.
What is your motivation and what inspires you?
My motivation is a legacy that I control, a legacy that I create. And what inspires me? Living a life more abundantly. You know, the inspiration of having my children reading something and saying, "Daddy, I see your name," or having myself spoken of highly in a room of people that don't necessarily know who I am. But what inspires me is actually being around younger brothers and sisters, man, that are going to pick up the mantle, so to speak, that are going to follow behind us and live a life more abundantly based upon the choices and the decisions and the work that we put in today. But the inspiration of knowing that where I came from and going where I'm going or where I'm headed, the inspiration is moving forward, you know, having more, doing more, sharing more, instilling greater.
No, it's absolutely awesome. Awesome. Thoroughly impressed my wife. And other people you just listen to as they walking through, saying the same thing. It's just awesome.
It's been a journey for 5 years. You know, I spent the last 5 years documenting social injustice, Ferguson, Baltimore, Berkeley, Standing Rock, Chicago, Milwaukee, Flint. I just kept going, and I didn't think that there was going to be a platform for this. I just wanted to archive the photos, and just maybe one day I could do something with them. But when the uprising happened in September, we already had a relationship. We were going to do something in 2020, or I'm sorry, 2018. But we had to do something quicker. We needed a rapid response to what was going on in our own community. So I already had the images ready, and it came to fruition.
Are you going to travel this country?
Absolutely.
So you like DC?
Gotta go to DC.
Yeah, gotta go to DC.
DC, Detroit, Chicago.
Yep. Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's really, this is my introduction into this aspect of art.
Okay.
You know, I'm not a classically trained photographer. You know, I learned just from being in the street. So the camera was my medium. Like, this is what I learned how to do. But Gordon Parks said that he found that the camera could be a powerful tool and a weapon against injustice. So I'm like, you know what? That still rings true. You know?
Yes, I just remember that. Yeah, I read some stuff.
So I'm like, let me make sure I keep a camera on me. At the very least, a cell phone. You know, so I can document. You know,
a cell phone is a powerful tool.
It is.
So for other artists who are out there wanting to step out into the world of their dreams and their passion, what words of encouragement would you give them?
Don't worry about how people feel about your work. Do it because you have to do it. Do it because if you don't, you're going to die. When I looked at my level of artistic ability, it wasn't to ensure that it was being done to fit a certain parameter of excellence. It was because I needed to do it. So if you're a painter, if you draw, if you write, if you dance, if you speak, if you teach, do it because you have to do it. If we're always looking for the validity of other people to tell us how good we are, what if they just don't like you as a person and your work is amazing? So there's a quick story, and it was interesting. I was at home about 6 years ago. There was a fellow photographer, interesting guy. He was much better than me, much more established. Brick and mortar building, everything was everything. He was on his way, or had been on his way for quite some time. And we had a conversation. He said, "You think you're a rock star, don't you?" This is out of the blue. And I'm like, where did that come from? He said, "Man, I heard about you, man. I heard about you." And I'm like, "Damn, niggas been hating on me? Like, you know what I'm saying? What happened?" But it dawned on me that sometimes people see more of you than you see in yourself. So I decided to become a rock star that day and every day thereafter for the rest of my life. So I appreciate that with your hating ass. No, but without using that part, don't worry about how people feel about your art. Don't worry about how people feel about your work. Do it because you have to do it. Because it's your responsibility, not only to yourself and the people, but it's your legacy.
Oh.